Hey gorgeous. So I'm doing like a weird little craft time. So I mentioned I got my officiant book that I was going to make for a friend of mine, and we need to cut holes in the back to put our rings in. And so I've been looking up how to do this, and apparently I need to Mod Podge the back pages together. And so I already picked like this section, which is hopefully large enough. Like I tried to compare my ring size to it to see if it would fit. But there's still a few extra pages and a little more extra pages than we probably need, because we were thinking of just like ceremony in the front and then like some guest book pages in the middle. So if we need more pages, I could just Mod Podge more together. But basically all we need is like our book, and we're gonna Mod Podge the pages. And I got my brush, this stuff, which is kind of old, so hopefully it still works. I haven't used it in a while. And I got some wax paper, because once I Mod Podge this side, I don't want this side to get glue on it. So if I want to avoid that, I'm going to put some wax paper in the middle. So hopefully that's not an issue. I'm going to attempt to record this and see how it goes. Okay, so that's step one. I put a little piece of wax paper on the back too, because I haven't decided if I want the back to be completely stuck shut, because there's a cute little folder in the back that we can maybe put pictures in later, but if I need to, I'll also do that. And it's a little weird to just do the edges. I feel like I'm gonna put this somewhere, put something heavy on top of it, and if it doesn't work, I might have to Mod Podge some pages in the middle. So I'll leave this for a couple hours and I'll come back to it. Alright, we're gonna see how this looks. I have some pans that I just put on top of it. Let's scoot those out of the way. Front pages are still dry. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And let's see how this is. So here's what we got. Just a thick stack. Wow, it's not moving either. I only left this for like 3 hours and it's solid. So we'll see when I start cutting stuff up. I might have to put some around the edges. But oh my gosh, that worked way better than I thought it would. I thought this would take like many coats and I mean, I'm not gonna try too hard to break it, but this is rad. Like there's some little like edging pieces that you can kind of see, but I can probably just file those off. This is awesome. I'm so stoked. So yeah, now I gotta start getting cutting. Announcement, it's 100 days till the wedding today, so that's very exciting. And I'm celebrating by finally working on the officiant book, which is a huge pain in the butt. I'll show you. So I wanted to draw hearts, right? So I drew little hearts, and this is Jake's ring. And I just started this one. I've only cut like 4 holes, and I'm using my little Exacto knife to get this figured out. And I'm basically doing it, these are all pasted together already. I think I showed that previously. So I have to do this one at a time, basically every page. So this one I may be like halfway through, so where's my ring? If I put this in here. So it's like, it's in there, and it's cute, but I would like to close the book over it. So I need to do a lot more cutting, and I'll film it for a little bit, but this is gonna be pretty boring, so I'll try to just fast track it for a short while so you can see what's up. I had an epiphany, so I've been trying to fit my wedding or my engagement ring in here, but my wedding ring is going in here and it is much smaller, so I will have a lot less to cut out, and that makes me excited. Although this is kind of a relaxing activity, and I've just been watching YouTube while I do it, so it's really not that bad. It just is taking a lot longer than I anticipated since I have to cut every single page. But now I can hopefully do less. Yay! Okay, so I think I semi-finished our ceremony book, and I'm kind of excited. Here's what we got. I just cut out some cute stuff and like stuffed it under there, and it was a huge pain in the butt, but I did get it. You can tell it's like not perfect, but I feel like if we're far enough away or like from an angle, you won't be able to tell that some of it's cut off. And I think it's super cute. Now I need to decide though, because there's this like empty space at the bottom. And we have a quote that we could put here, but I'm not sure if that would look weird now that I decided to put the music notes in the back. So I either need to leave it as is or learn some calligraphy. But I'm so excited to have the cutting part done because it was taking so long to make sure the rings actually like went in deeply and the book could shut properly, because I didn't want to like, I don't think we'd be able to bend the rings, but I still want it to look decent. And the book closes perfectly, the rings fit, and now I need to, I'm probably going to ask my friend who's doing the reading to be our ring bearer of sorts so that it can be brought up, because I love the idea of actually just taking the rings out of the book when we need it. Although it would be nice to give the honor to our maid of honor and our best man to give us the rings, as is the tradition, but I suppose they could take them out of the book when it comes up too. So we'll decide that later, but I really like this and I'm very happy with how it's turning out. Another update, so we got our little hearts done, but I added the quote! Yay! So this back ring page is completely done. We still have a couple more things that we want to do, but yeah. For now, this section is complete and I just need to put in the ceremony. I need to decide if I want to write it out or if I just want to print it and paste it in and not care. And maybe throw our vows in here. I noticed the other day that we have a little folder flap. So we could print out our vows and put them in here and not have them like pasted in front for everyone to see. Well, not everyone, ourselves to see. So we wouldn't be spoiled by what the other person wrote. So that's a great idea. So I'm going to utilize that little folder. And then soon I'm going to, maybe I'll use, there's a contents page, so I might put little sections for everything. And then just paste out our ceremony. And I don't think I'm going to write out the ceremony. I think I'm going to paste it out. And then our reading. And then whatever is left, I'm just going to write guest book in big bold letters. So next step is to finalize the ceremony reading. So that will be in the next one. Hey gorgeous, doing this a little backwards. This will be the little end cap on the video. The wedding has happened, but I totally spaced on filming this. So here's with the final product, a little walkthrough of our like 4-in-1 book. So have our names on it with the Cricut, got the date. I can't remember how much I've shown before, so I'm just going to do a little recap. My name went up a little bit, it's a little crooked. I actually did Jake's by hand so that it stayed straight. But mine, I was like, I don't care. Like, if the and is a little crooked, no one's going to notice the day of. There's a little content section. I do plan to kind of put, there are page numbers on this, so I might, like, put page numbers and what's on each page. But who knows? I still have trouble flipping through it, so it's whatever. And then here is the ceremony. I just printed it off, pasted it in. It did rain on our wedding day, so there's a little bit of like water damage here, but everything is legible, so it's totally fine. I think if you have good handwriting and a good amount of time, you could write this out, but my handwriting's not so great, and I did want, like, we have our officiant read this, and we also have the reading in here that our reader read, so we just wanted everything to be big and clear and legible. We used our printer, and I used double-sided tape to paste it along the sides, and I went as far along the edge as I possibly could on every side so that it didn't flip up, and it's still holding down very nicely, so it worked out very well. Because I didn't want the glue marks, although it rained, so now we kind of have marks anyway, but that's fine. And then, oh, there's a little rip here. Must be from the water. And so further in, I put just a little leave a message blurb, and we have maybe like 6 or 7 pages of messages. Quite a few people did like write in it. Not everybody. We had 150 guests, so like certainly not everybody did. But I liked that they kind of did like a yearbook format where they just kind of put whatever. And one of the kids I nannied drew a little picture for me. So I thought that was very cute, and it makes me really glad that we multi-purposed this instead of buying a whole separate guest book, because only a few people signed it. Even though we had it marked on the table, but they might not have seen it. It was also by the gifts. And then I know I've shown this part is where we didn't end up putting the rings in here. We did use it for pictures, though. We asked a friend to be ring bearer last minute, and he wasn't comfortable putting the rings in here. He was worried he'd drop the book and they'd fall out. I don't think they would have, but we didn't want to make him nervous, so we just let him carry the book up for the officiant, which was a role in itself, so we were happy about that. He walked up with our reader, which was great, because they were kind of people we wanted to be in the wedding party, but we were misinformed on how many people we could have in the wedding party. That's a whole nother thing that I've probably talked about before. And in the very back, I didn't paste this all the way down, because this was all Mod Podge, as you've probably seen. Sorry, this was like a month-long project, so I'm just saying stuff you've probably just watched in the same video. So we had a little folder, and we just did a sheet of paper each, and I just wrote our names on them, so when we took our vows out, we know whose was whose. And that's literally all it was. This was not, like, this was a lot of stuff I had already. This might not be an easy project for everybody, but this was basically like an $11 book. My friend helped with the Cricut. I don't know if this material would have been suited well for like a silver Sharpie, but that was another thing I considered if the Cricut didn't work out. And then like the printer, we had one like to print the pages, but if you don't have a printer, I know local libraries, you can print stuff off there. You might not be able to change the fonts, because I know I made this font a little smaller, so the whole reading would fit on a page and it wouldn't split it up. As opposed to some of these I made bigger so that the officiant could just read it completely. And also this might be difficult too if your officiant has their own book. You probably won't need this, but since I wrote the ceremony based on other people's ceremonies and added in our own twists and stuff, so that was necessary for us. And even if you don't do that, you could still just do it as like a mixture of a guest book and like a ring bearer book if you're really into that, which is something I wanted because I didn't really like the idea of the pillow. I thought this would be more safe. We have no proof on if this is actually better or not than an actual ring bearer, since we didn't actually use it for that. But I don't know. I'm happy with it. It worked out well. I'm talking too much, but that's the end. So thank you for watching this video, and if you use this as an idea, I'd love to see your version, because my version, you know, not very DIY. So this was a very long-winded project for me, but this might be a very quick and easy project for you. And I hope you're having a good day. Bye!